with Peter Lawn up here at Blacks Point Museum. Peter, tell us a wee bit firstly about Blacks Point.
Blacks Point is where the gold was found, and 1865 was when the first gold was found. The Murray brothers came up the Nungahua and discovered this little creek over here, and the rush was on right through the 1870s, lots of people, lots of gold. And then 1870s, up behind us here, they found the quartz seams. You've got the Ajax, the Inglewood, the Energetic, and around at Crushington you've got the Wealth of Nations, the Keep It Dark, the Big Globe Progress, which is now Oceania Gold. So gold is still being found today. And the early miners, a lot of them were from Cornwall, and mid-1870s they bought this piece of land and they built a little church here. That's the little one around the corner there. We've added on in subsequent years, and just got a boiler put on, keep the place nice and warm. And it was a temperance church, Wesleyan Methodist, and closed in the 1960s and began as a museum in the mid-60s.
Okay, so do you want to tell me just a wee bit about the museum?
The museum has been going for over 40 years now, and it's a lot of collection from the Nungahua, and all about the gold and the people that lived here. And we keep getting more and more books, and we've just had an archives put on so we can store our archives. A lot of research going on, a lot of people now with computers looking for their past and coming back here researching, and a lot of people just interested in gold. Very important to people, gold, money, and this is where they end up.
Right, so if people want to visit, when's it open?
It's open between Labour weekend and Easter, and we're closed Monday and Tuesday, but basically the rest of the time open. And we've got our numbers as well, so if you want to contact us after hours, you can ring us up and we'll make an appointment for you.
Right, great. Hey, look, let's go and have a look inside at some of the treasures that you've got inside the museum.
Okay, come this way.
Gosh, Peter, inside the museum now, a wealth of things here to have a look at. Just tell us briefly about what we can find here.
Well, what we have is we've got models on my right here. So here's the model of the Waiuta gold mine, the huge gold mine closed in the 1950s, went down 2,800 feet. And so they went in and got the quartz and the gold, brought it to the surface, over to the crushing plant. This is a model of the crushing plant so people can see and understand how it all goes together. The ore coming in, the big stamps there, crushing the rock, releasing the gold, coming out in the water, mercury, important to catch the gold, and the amalgam separated and the gold was caught. Water driven, Pelton wheels, lots of big water wheels earlier, the Crushington, the Wealth of Nations, the Keep It Dark, lovely photographs. If we look over this side as well, we can see lots more photographs here as well of the area, and lots of gold mines. Tell a lot of stories, the pictures. And in this little cabinet here we've got samples of quartz with the gold in, which everyone wants to see, and also the cinnabar where the mercury comes from.
Oh, wonderful.
The big gold mine that came here in the 1890s took over all the Reefton gold mines, and that's Consolidated Goldfields. Here they are here. David Zyman, and the ward and the hospital here is still named after him, Zyman Ward. And if we take the long picture, we can see the pulpit at the back there, our suffragette up the top, so very strong suffragettes here, getting the vote for the women, and the pulpit. So lots of messages about the demon drink. And if we come down this way, on our right we can see lots of photographs of Reefton, very important gold mining settlement, 1870s onwards. Lots of samples of our rocks from this area and other areas as well, all very interesting to people. And if we go around this way, we can see an early pioneering family here, the Hockings, Mr. and Mrs. Hocking. He worked in the Keep It Dark gold mine, died at a young age of silicosis, the big problem around here. And Mrs. Hocking, a very strong suffragette, as well as a temperance lady. Her cape that she wore when she came out on the Edwin Fox. And lots of samples here from the houses. And the doctors over here as well. We've got Dr. Wicken, Dr. Conlon, early doctors here. Very important part of the community there. And as we look down further, we can see lots more that we've added on to the museum from the 1980s. Parts of the old butter factory here, still being used up until the 1970s. Hard to believe, really.
It is,
lots of wooden parts to the machinery. As we come down here, we can still see lots more articles from houses, personal effects from people's houses. People come back looking for their families' things from their houses. Further down here we can see the old three-cornered seat here from Harold's store, and lovely radios here, gramophones, the start of electricity, and of course the electric light power station in Reefton, first public supply of electricity, 1888, thanks to our man Edison, very important. Queen Victoria up there, very strong person from those times, and people went away to fight wars for the king and country, queen and country. Further down here we come to the lots of the women's objects here. So we've got the Country Women's Institute clothes, and over here we've got the old bed. So we've got a lovely example of hand knitting here, beautifully finely done. And up here we've got the christening gowns, beautifully made, all handmade by the grandmothers, labours of love, samplers there. And over there you can see parts of old England, the mother country. A lot of them never ever got back, never had the money. And over here we've got to the right, we've got the old jail door here. So sometimes people stepped outside the law, particularly the drink and drunkenness, and they would be locked up. And further up here we can see the old bootmaker here, very important profession, and his tools, and the wooden clogs here, very much a dying or dead art now.
Peter, now this is your archives room. You've done a wonderful body of work here in the last few years. Tell us what we can find in this room.
What happens, people come here or write us a letter and asking about their family, so we can start researching. And over here we've got a computer, so school records, we've got rates, type of records, and about shops and businesses, school records. And over here, this is the outcome. So we've got lovely books that people give us after they've done their research and so pleased with us. Here's the Kearns family, there's still a lot of them here in Reefton, so you can see it's a labour of love for a lot of people, and this is what a lot of people coming to look for. And out the back here, we have an archives room, and this is where we store everything safely at a temperature, regular temperature. So we've got photographs and microfilm. And over here we've got more microfilm here, and Consolidated Goldfields, the big Goldfields offices, and lots of books from the early shops here, so lots of names, and that's what people are looking for, some name of their past. And even got the lodge here, Country Women's Institute, suffragettes up here as well. And if we have a look down here, we've even got some of the early newspapers here, and this is one that came to us recently. And this is a whole book of newspapers from the Nunga Herald, 1877, complete. So lots of information in these books and newspapers for people to research.
Now Peter, you've just brought us up to the Golden Fleece stamping battery. Now, what a stunning setting. We'll just have a wee look around here. So what have we got here behind us?
Over there is the standing engines used to drive lots of different types of machinery in the early days, chugged away all day long. Little blokey there went inside the mines, brought the coal out. Over here part of the old sawmills, cutting up the timber, huge big sawmills around here. And over here is a sample of rock from the Oceana Gold, or Globe Gold Mine it was known in the early days. And that shows the iron sulphide, the grey material, and little bits of grey quartz still there, visible, the original ore that they got the gold out, but today they're chasing the iron sulphide and getting the gold out.
Peter, now we've come inside. I've got you in some pretty bright light here. Lovely day here in Blacks Point. Firstly, what have we got here?
Over here on the left here, you can see the Crushington, where the early gold mines were, the Keeper Dark gold mine, and the big globe progress of the over 100 stamps there. This one here is a close-up picture of the Keeper Dark with 20 stamps. So each rod's got a big weight on the end. We just look down below us here, we can see what was on the end of the rod, the big stamp. This is what goes up and down and crushes the rock, releases the gold, and it wears down to this one here. So a lot of stamping, a lot of noise, and 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Where we are today is on this site where the old shed was. Directly behind us the big cyanide tanks, and then further up the valley you still see the old foundations of the original Golden Fleece battery with the old bridge and the Golden Fleece gold mine underneath this hill here. Over here behind us is the 5 stamps, and this is from the 1870s, mid-1870s, made in Melbourne, Australia, brought over here, used in the batteries to crush the ore.
Now Peter, in the assaying room, tell us all about this.
A lot of the material here came from the National Bank in Reefton. So over here we've got the furnace. So the apprentice boy would put the coke and coal in here, get it red hot, and then the gold would be taken to the crucibles. Here they are over here, large ones underneath. The raw gold put in that, and then lowered into the furnace. Here's the big tongs here. Here's the original tongs. You lower it into the flames, red hot. They would turn white, bubbled away the liquid gold. Bring it up, put it up on here, nice and bubbling, good gold. Pick up the crucible, bring it over here, and pour it into the moulds. And here's the ingot here for the 80 ounces, made in Reefton. It's even got the stamp on it, National Bank, Reefton. That fits into the mould. There it is there. We've got a little pelton wheel in here, water coming off our main water supply, driving the pelton wheel and the belt, connected up to the generator, creating electricity, driving it up to the lights, original lights here from Reefton. And over here we've got the old rheostats here, and if we just turn this on, you can see the lights come on. Lights have come on now. These are out of the old Criterion or the Theatre Royal. So you want to dim the lights, create the atmosphere, bring the punters in. So you just turn the rheostat. As you turn it, the lights are dimmed. So no one can see who's dancing with who. Turn them right down, nice and light. Be careful you don't turn them right off. And turn them back up, stop it time.